What happens when people stop waiting for God and try to take control themselves? One decision made out of impatience created pain, rejection, and division inside a family. But even in the middle of heartbreak, God still listened to the cries of the forgotten. This is the powerful story of Ishmael. God promised Abraham something unbelievable. His descendants would become as countless as the stars. But there was one painful reality. Sarah remained childless. The years kept passing. Wrinkles grew deeper. Hope became harder to hold on to. And slowly, doubt entered the home. One day, Sarah decided she could no longer wait. So she offered her servant Hagar to Abraham. If God's promise would not happen naturally, then perhaps they could make it happen themselves. Soon, Hagar became pregnant. And the child she carried would be named Ishmael. But instead of peace, pain entered the household. Jealousy spread. Resentment grew. And the family slowly began to break apart. The conflict became unbearable. Hagar finally fled into the wilderness alone. No protection. No home. No comfort. Only endless desert. She felt invisible. Forgotten. Abandoned. But in the middle of the wilderness, something incredible happened. The angel of the Lord appeared to her. Hagar, where have you come from, and where are you going? For the first time, someone truly saw her pain. The angel told Hagar to return, and promised that her son would become a great nation. Then Hagar gave God a special name. You are the God who sees me. Because even in her suffering, God had not forgotten her. Years later, Hagar faced heartbreak once again. The impossible finally happened. Sarah gave birth to a son, Isaac. The child God had promised from the beginning. Laughter returned to the camp. But peace did not last. As Isaac grew, the tension between the families returned once again. Sarah feared for her son's future. And soon, she demanded that Hagar and Ishmael leave forever. Abraham's heart broke. But God promised that Ishmael would not be forgotten. With only bread and water, Hagar and Ishmael entered the wilderness once more. Day after day, the desert heat grew stronger. Then finally, the water was gone. Ishmael became weak. Hagar could no longer bear the sight. She placed her son beneath a desert bush and walked away weeping. She believed death was near. But heaven was still listening. A voice called from above. Do not be afraid. Then God opened Hagar's eyes. And there, hidden nearby, was a well of water. In the place where she expected death, God provided life. The story of Ishmael is not only about conflict. It is about impatience, human weakness, and the consequences of trying to rush what God has already promised. But it is also a story of mercy. Because even after mistakes were made, God still cared for Hagar. He still protected Ishmael. And he still heard their cries in the wilderness. Sometimes people feel abandoned by the world, rejected, invisible. But the God who saw Hagar in the desert still sees hurting people today. And even in life's wilderness, his mercy can still be found.